Hey NASCAR fans, and welcome back to Comic Studio once again as we're searching for some kind of racing content over here. And probably this is absolutely for one thing, for one like these things as well. So in the past few videos, we already reviewed Need for Speed Comic Studio, including the Go Racing Time Comic Studio for like Racing Go Time like it well. We never going to be for the CS kart and probably accept hill climb racing that I just probably used to be. Last video that sometimes they're completely independently copyrights with some kind of with the Pixar Cars comic studio, but that was a little bit for the best thing that I just completely watched in a while ago. So let's get right here to Piston Cup Racing Series in Comic Studio. Let's get all the way here, and probably this isn't going to be for such as a little bit of a run thing as well. Let's show up some spoilers, but I cannot believe we're not able to be showing with those characters and expect like anything as well. So nothing is absolutely for the props could be, I'm not pretty sure. There were the sponsors from the Piston Cup series or the World of Cars that I just completely, I guess. So this is perhaps the backgrounds. If we're going to be seeing the full backgrounds like this, that could be actually Motor Speedway of the South. And expectedly that we're going to be find out for the studio crossovers. And I cannot believe it. That was pretty insane for like this thing as well. So, and before we're going to be trying to preview like this thing as well. So I'm gonna be right back of this video, and it might going to be taking for a little bit for really far ahead like this. So we just continuing to just find all the way out of here as well. So let's get right here to the kingdom side, and definitely not seeing this for perhaps any more features like this. So some kind of image right here could be everywhere that probably were right here in Motor Speedway of the South, and that must be for some kind of the Grand Cookie Games, which could be like this, unless I might get to add Chick Hicks over here, or some kind of Jackson Storm from right over here. So not this time like this, and this is where that since that the Cookie Run Kingdom update was even a few months ago, that since the beginning of the year or by the end of the year, that since the war was completely over. So I never since that was absolutely for one thing overall. So I may not absolutely going to be edits for something as well. So I'm still speechless for a pretty long time. And I guess that wasn't going to be for such as for one answer. So even for many more sprites or some kind of background images have been completely missing for a long time a year ago. And that syrupy won't able to cost everything but much more expensive than I just never going to be used to be. So it wasn't going to be for just like this. It was probably unusual than you think. So I'm not going to be believing like this. So that Syrupy regrets like this, that he wasn't able to be afford for some sort of, for a few new backgrounds for something as well. So he wasn't able to be saving money fast as well. So I'm not going to be talking about for a little bit anymore around of those things as well. So I'm not going to be thankfully that we're seeing this as anyways. So this is absolutely going to be for around here. And I cannot believe it that we're going to be saying this out loud. It took for a half an hour to just adding a lot of stuff around here. And probably before we're going to end of this video, it wasn't going to be for too far. This is a little bit pretty short than under 7 minutes. I think that we're going to be making out for this video for about over 7 minutes for this thing as well. But the results like this thing as well, we cannot able to be using for the characters. If I went back here, that we just completely taking a look at like those things as well. So we're gonna be making things a little bit smaller, but never to be seen for some kind of properties like those things. Whoever's seen this from copyrights like these, so that whoever that will absolutely find out what to do. But here is for the rest of the thing as well. So we completely added so much Cookie Run characters, even South Park characters, and added for one kind of or two of those Cozy Cafe cookies, including the supercar cookies, one next gen NASCAR racer as well, probably driven by Kyle Larson as well, or the Kyle Larson like these things as well. Added the CBS 12 News from over here, probably this is located in California like here. The ESPN Sports probably still exist around here for today, and probably it was actually that we just completely added for one purpose. Oh my gosh. Wasn't absolutely added for a little bit for one thing. Anyways, I added a little bit for one purpose. And should we move over here? And probably that must be going to be for a little bit of mistake. So, added for one thing, for probably like those things. There's probably a news reporter like those things. Or some kind of, like probably these guys from the friendship games like this. This is not probably the friendship games like themselves. The Triple Cone Cup and probably another one could be for around for somewhere in Holyberry Kingdom. Even added, there must be Eric Cartman over here, and probably another one for this character as well. There's Ellie and Jay. And there's T, probably for some kind of Piston Cup racer or beyond of this thing as well. There's one agent who's gonna be a co-pilot like this, and there must be right next to Jackson Storm. Even the screen it does. Even at the Apple Bloom, there's Rarity over here, and probably right behind of this could be for a Mercury Grand Mountaineer. And behind it this time as well for this is not Richard Hammond or Richard Hammond as well. That must be Firecracker Cookie on top of the RVs as well. And even more cookies like them as well. That could be Amite and Marley. Even though that must be we forgot a little bit of it as well. There must be Kenny over here that you may not see around in the television as well. As you probably notice, that we completely added a birthday cake cookie, popping candy, apple cookie, cocoa cookie, and finally the DJ cookie around its front. And probably that shouldn't be it as well, so we might be able to be taking a little bit cover as well. So that will be pretty it for the best day of like a little bit as well. That was completely wonderful and it was amazing, including in the previous video. And if you're just going to be finding in this comic creator around here, the link is going to be in description. And as I say, thanks for watching. Don't forget the link is going to be in description to browse some comics whatsoever. And you might be able to be doing that you're going to be want to be as well. And as long as you might going to be added NASCAR racing cars around as well as possible as you'll need, in case you'll be added a little bit as well for the Piston Cup racing, including the Pixar cars as we possibly that we're going to be adding as well, or you might going to be adding some Pixar cars around here from anything that you want in every crossovers everywhere like some way. And so anyways, thanks for watching, and I gotta be see you right here in 2 days as I'll talk to you mini lads and NASCAR fans, comic studio users all later, as I'm gonna be see you next time right away.